Alrighty, awesome. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today we have an exciting training to basically cover how you can go from $5,000 a month if you're a coach making that much all the way to $25,000 a month. The concepts should basically apply to you if you're a brand new person in the field too, but especially if you're already making some money and you just want to scale your business past it. So this is going to be a very exciting training. As you're watching this live, go ahead and drop a hi down below, and this is a replay, comment replay, and we'll get right started. We've made this document, and feel free to comment document down below if you like to have access to all of this, but today I'm just going to walk us through this document and go over everything. So if you're having just a few clients a month and you want to have 5 to 10 paying clients monthly, this is going to be the perfect training for you. And this means that you don't have to work 80 hours a week in order to make $25,000 a month. This means you can work with just 20 hours a week, 40 hours a week, whatever that you want, the time that you want to dedicate as a health professional. More money doesn't necessarily mean more hours. This is where health professionals go wrong. It just means working smarter with the time that you do want to dedicate. And this is where we're going to cover everything from marketing all the way to fulfillment. So the 3 most common marketing bottlenecks is number 1, passion. A lot of people feel stuck. They feel burned out. They're like, Mel, I've tried everything. I've tried Notion boards. I've tried this. I'm putting so much content out. I'm hardly speaking to a room. Some people don't even have the motivation. They're like, Mel, I don't necessarily feel like putting myself out on social media every single day. So social media is like superficial platform. I want to do actual meaningful work and impact. So whatever that you're doing, if you're just even getting a couple clients a month, is worth it. And next up is going to be process. So if you're in the high ticket game, you may not be having necessarily a very streamlined process. What I mean by that is you're randomly being involved in the day-to-day aspect of the business, and you're constantly putting out flyers, and you don't necessarily know how can you systemize different stuff so that you can maximize your time. You don't necessarily have to constantly be involved in things with the right system. So if you feel like you are putting out a lot, as much as you can, but you're not necessarily getting as much as you should, then you got to examine what is going on with your offer, which is the most important thing, because a lot of health practitioners are like, oh, this is exactly what the market wants. They put it out there and the market doesn't even want that thing. Second thing is your marketing and fulfillment. So what exactly is going on with your marketing? How much content are you actually producing? What is going on with your fulfillment, which we're going to cover real soon. So you got to see what can you do as a business owner that is going to bring you more revenue generating activities that is actually going to contribute to your business growing. So if there is no sale, that means there's no business. And what do you need to focus on the most with your process in order to scale to $25,000 a month? Is your marketing being like a leaky pipe? Is it your sales? Is it your fulfillment? And how should you fix it? So marketing is always step 1 for every single business. And obviously, I'm not asking you to be doing 5 posts a day just so you can get started, just so you can get rolling. In this training, we are going to cover how you can be smart about your marketing, but you just got to see what is taking out a lot of time and how can you systemize the processes, which goes into production. Do you feel like you're falling behind? Is there anything that can get simplified? Is there anything that's too complex and you feel like it can be simplified, but in reality it could be with the right guidance? So the most important thing in your production line is making sure that you can maintain it in the long run, because you don't want to feel like very soon you will get burnt out. So if you can maintain different parts of the business, then that's good. But if you can't, then that's going to be a problem. And you need to constantly evaluate your pipeline and look at the process that you're having, give yourself feedback, and see where else can you systemize. So marketing is always going to be your step 1. So going into different sections, I'm going to cover marketing and then go into sales and go into fulfillment for you guys. If you have no visibility as a practitioner, that equals to no leads, which equals to no sales. Now, a lot of people may argue with me and they'll be like, but Mel, I'm going to spend money on ads, or I get a lot of referrals. And good for you if that's working for you. But personally, me as a person, I do not want to be spending money on ads as a health professional. There are more than 7 billion people on this planet. And the reason I'm sharing that information with you is that most of us, majority of people, have some sort of a health crisis going on at some point in time. So with that being said, you are in a niche that is in demand content, and you need to understand how can you target that. And this is not a niche that needs advertising or marketing. As long as you can make your content more visible, you are going to start getting your leads and prospects and potential clients into your pipeline, which means you are going to get your sales through the process too. So we are going to share how you can create high performing content that is going to attract your ideal clients, that is going to help you help more people. So this is how you can create your content machine. Number one, you got to decide what to post. What is your passion? So think about what is the niche that first of all you want to be in. Do you want to help people with nervous system regulation, with therapy, with emotional healing, with gut health, hormonal health, women's health, inflammation reduction, stress release, whatever that it is? The number one rule when it comes to creating content in the beginning stages is you got to use the emulation process. I understand we all want to be creative as doctors and health professionals, and we all want to do it our own way, but this is not how the social media game works. Especially as someone whose content is already not working and you have no visibility, you got to follow this process. So what you want to do is keep it very simple. Research the 10 keywords that's going to describe your business or service. The best way to create your content machine and to decide on what you want to post, go directly to TikTok, filter search the most liked by past week or month. Find 10 to 20 creators that are making content that is getting consistent engagement, and that means more than 1,500 views per video. I cannot tell you all how many people tell me, but Mel, I get 200 views on my videos, I get 800 views. That is not important if you're just posting content and it's getting that much views in a short form content in health niche. Reason being, TikTok, any platform, Instagram automatically pushes it out to the initial 200 people, 100 people, few hundred people just to see how the video performs. So it's not a big deal if you're getting about 200 views all the way to 800. If creators are getting more than that, then that shows that they know how to create content. So those are the creators that you want to compile. You want to grab the top performing content from all the creators you've just found. And TikTok does have an easy way to do it. At the top left below every creator's bio, there's 3 lines. Click on it and sort by most popular, and that is how you can find it. And basically see what you found, and then you got to ask yourself, how much content is being created around my product or service? Because you got to validate that yes, this content is actually going to work for the niche that you want to do. Does the content that is being created actually resonate with the product or service that you already have or you want to have? Because let's say, for example, you want to do bioresonance. If you want to do bioresonance and you look on TikTok bioresonance and nobody talks about bioresonance, then that's going to be a problem. But you got to ask yourself, what does bioresonance fix? Is it hormonal health? Is it stress release? Then look into stress, and then you'll see a whole lot of content on that. So next up, you got to ask yourself, what is the actual sustainable rate at which you can make content? You can post as much as possible in the beginning. 2 times a day is the minimum key to success, so that is what you want to do, and you got to start. Next up, build your competitor list, keywords. So do a broader search. Let's say if you want to do gut health, what are similar topics that you can find? It could be like histamine intolerance, mold toxicity, whatever that it is, and search, find those coaches, copy their profile, and look at how they're creating content, how it's presented. Is it mostly text posts? Is it talking videos? Is it carousel style of posts? And look at what is trending, what style of hooks they're using. Now, number 3 is going to be your strategy or maintenance. This is where posting schedule is going to be really good. You just got to plan things out, and the best way to stay ahead of content is to make things a week in advance. So once you start filming, block a filming time, then edit them, then have it in your drafts and start uploading the week after. That way you can stay consistent, so even when life happens and things get in the way, you don't necessarily have to get stressed out that, oh shoot, I don't have any content prepared right now. You know that you have stuff prepared and you can catch up ASAP when life settles down. Sales is going to be your step number 2. So once you have those dialed in content and you're making similar stuff, obviously adding your own twist to it, uploading it, you're getting the engagement, sales is going to be next. So the best way to book a call, and I'm not sure why this is looking this way, but this is supposed to be a pipeline, just a pipe, 2 pipes coming this way. The most effective way to book calls in a health niche is to make it as simple as possible. If you have coaches telling you that, oh, you need a complex funnel, you need this, you need that, I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be bullshit. You do not need to do any of that at this point in time. So yeah, what you want to do, the simplest funnel that worked so well, that made me set up to $75,000 every month, was having a direct call booking link where people could self-book themselves through my bio, and then it was through the DM. So this is the other pipeline right here, where they would message me and there was specific keywords within every piece of content. They would ask their questions and that was it. And then I would continue the conversations in the DMs, book them in myself if they were qualified leads. So this is it. You don't need to complicate it. How it looks, you gotta simplify the qualification process, optimize your bio, have a nice, decent profile picture. Don't have like a whole lot of stuff in your background. Your name, have your credibility statement, the outcome statement that they're gonna get by following you or working with you, and the CTA, like DM me on IG to work one-on-one, or like DM me the word gut health to work one-on-one, whatever that may be. The second thing is when they click on that link that you're gonna have in your bio, typically we put a link in bio, the second qualification process is going to be through your Calendly link. So this is like the type of qualification that we have for our current business. But for the last one, it would be something like, what is going on with your health on a scale of 1 to 10? How important or urgent is this for you? How much are you willing to invest in your health restoration in the next 60 days? And we had like different options for different options. Is there any significant other or parent or any other decision maker that needs to be involved when making a health investment decision? Questions that were important that were going to qualify them even further. So when your offer solves an in-demand problem like gut health, hormonal health, you know why they're there, and so are they. So you just have to talk out the logistics and the fear objection. The best way that is handled is through your marketing, number one, the biggest thing, and then it's going to be through your sales. So when you have simple funnels like this, obviously it's a low barrier to entry. A lot of people are going to pour in, and this is where you can qualify them further and look at the questionnaires. You can see how they've answered, and if you see somebody that is not having like a pressing problem or that is not necessarily qualified to be working with you, you can address it right like that. The other way is through the DMs. So even if they book and they're not necessarily qualified, you can continue qualifying them in the DMs afterwards. Or like, let's say you put a piece of content out and it says, if you're facing this, this, and this, then it's because of this, but you're not messaging me the word, I don't know, cortisol on IG, and you start getting interactions about the word cortisol. That is how people start working with you. They're curious. All you gotta do in order to qualify them further in the DMs is basically ask them on how long they've had their situations, what they've tried so far, where do they want to get to, like as far as their goals and outcome, and if they're willing to get on a call with you so you can dive in deeper. So this is like as simple of a funnel as you can make it for a health practice, and it's super efficient. Next up, fulfillment is going to be your step 3. So the best way to scale your time as a health professional is to have low levels of fulfillment. You do all you need to do to help them without spending half your day supporting them. Now, this is going to be the high ticket health fulfillment model. This is very important because most of you all think one-on-ones are the best way to go. One-on-ones are not the best way to go because they come to you, they get your advice, they go, they have no support, no accountability, they come back to you in 8 weeks to a quarter from now, and they're still likely in the same similar situation with a little bit of relief, because people need accountability and support as humans in order to make changes happen. So this is where you just gotta make sure you streamline your entire fulfillment process. The best way to do that is like establish client data collection. Like if you have any certain habits that you want them to track on a daily basis, any testing that you need them to do to get solid results, any purchases that they need to make in the process for you to be able to help them out, any software that they need to make the tracking as seamless as possible. So the way I did them, I had like daily submissions of health changes that I was monitoring them on. I had a bioresonance device that just required them to like show me their data so I can see what's going on through their test results. I used Practice Better to track all my fulfillment notes and client submission, and I gave protocol recommendations, which that was also ready on my end, and I would hand it out to a client when it was needed. And yeah, the protocol recommendation was also based on their budget too, because some people were like, Dr. Mel, load me up on anything and everything. I just want to get rid of this ASAP. And other people were on a tight budget because they were students or whatever that they were. So you got to be considerate of people's budgets. Number 2, communication boundaries and set hours. The best way to help people is to understand how do you want to help them. Because if you get burnt out and if you start to not be with your business, then they're going to feel it too. It's not going to be a good situation. You got to make it in a way that's going to be sustainable for you and your life. Maybe you have kids, maybe you have a second job, maybe you have nothing happening right now and you just want to go all in your practice. Maybe you're an extrovert, maybe you're more like an introvert and you're more reserved. Based on how you are, you want to create the level of support that you want to give them. So for example, with me, I had bi-weekly check-ins. When I brought on more account manager at my health practice, I started having weekly check-ins because personally I could not do weekly check-ins, but my coaches could. They were hired by my company to do just that. So as far as hours, we had 18 hours or less response time, Monday through Friday. So you just basically can create whatever that works for you. This is something that I did, and this is something that we recommend. You can have weekly coaching calls. You can support them via like a platform to answer their questions on a daily basis. Basically, make sure that it's not overwhelming for you and make sure that it's sustainable for you. And number 3, you got to understand between personalization and customization. So personalization is when you are creating or modifying something using customer data to meet their individual needs. Customization is when the customer manually changes the item to meet their needs or requirements. So the big deal is that the more you personalize your client experience, the more inefficient your day-to-day operation is gonna be. So with personalization, with that, you gotta just create systems that you have the framework, you have the structure. It's kind of like a cookie cutter, but it's not. Based on every individual, it gets modified a little bit. It gets customized a bit. So do not do personalization. Do not create entire protocols from scratch for every single client. Have your bases covered and make slight adjustments for every client in a way that's going to be sustainable. Number 4, creating offline transformational resources. This is really important because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'll just coach them on a call, or oh yeah, I'll just do a one-on-one with them and walk them through it. You do not want to do that, because the way you get to a 25K a month practice is by having the necessary resources in place. So ask yourself, what are the main pieces of information that can get them from point A to point B, the big breakthroughs or stagnant points that they're going to face, the main mindset issues, the main protocols that they're going to need, whatever that is. So if you market to the right people, you are helping them with one solid transformation, then it's going to be very easy to do just this because you're very clear on who you're working with. The people that you're going to attract are going to be people with similar issues and similar stuff with slight changes. So with that being said, you can start creating documents and videos that's going to walk them through different stages that they are going to be at. So with me, I literally broke down diet, habits, all the information that basically they needed to speed up with how they could restore their gut microbiome. The more information I had, the more I could refer them to different sections of the program. So the more time I was saving, the more efficient it was on their end. This was basically the end of my training. It usually takes average creators, wellness people, health professionals about 6 to 12 months to figure it out. They see about a fraction of results, but this is where if you really want to grow your business and scale without the stress from people who have already done it for themselves and for their students as well, this is what it's going to look like for you. So my team of experts are going to perform a 6-figure offer refinement analysis to maximize your current profit margin so you can serve more clients, make more money with way less amount of time. We're going to give you the virality framework that took me from 0 to 100K followers in 4 months so that you can get a stream of constant clients coming in to you every single month. You're going to get access to our 6-figure story marketing strategy that brought me thousands of book calls and DMs every month, and I'm not exaggerating on that because 75% of our sales was coming through this exact sequences that you will have access to as well. You'll be getting the same 4-day ROI sequence that brought Danielle $50,000 in 3 weeks by tapping into her existing audience. So running and launching promotions are a guaranteed hit. We're going to get you our self-selling sales script that doesn't sound sales salesy at all, while prospects and people convince themselves to buy so that you can improve your sales the easy way. It's not about sales. It's really a different framework that you need to take on as a practitioner. You do not want to be sounding salesy at all. So this is where they have like a realization themselves that, whoa, this is where I'm at. This is where I can be by working with Dr. Mel, Dr. Whoever. Here you go. This is my credit card. You're also going to get access to our exact scalable fulfillment system that I use to take on more clients while still delivering a world-class experience that gets the results. So you're not going to burn out while you're making a huge impact. And lastly, you're going to have access to our ready-to-use SOPs, standard operating process, all of our tracking systems that's going to let you to smoothly scale your business so you can comfortably reach 6 figures without the stress. So if you are ready to grow the same way that I did, feel free to book a call right here. I'm going to drop this link in the chat. But yeah, if you have any questions about everything that I just went through, we also did launch something pretty exciting, extremely important. Check out Facebook and check out Instagram if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Ask any questions that they have. And as I said, if you want access to this document, it's a 16-page document. It's very thorough. Basically everything that I just talked about, just let me know and I'm happy to send it to you so you have a copy as well. Okay, so this basically concludes our live. I did drop the Calendly link in the chat. And if you have any questions, you guys, about sales, marketing, how can you even grow a health practice, my DMs are open always. So feel free to ask me any questions on any of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I'm totally happy to help you guys. Like, just even providing guidance so you have clarity, it's just gonna be free through the DMs. It's gonna be so valuable and impactful. So feel free to ask any questions that you have, and I'm here to support you all. Anyways, with that being said, I'll end it right here, and I hope you all have a great Wednesday.